Yes.
You do a short one.
Done a short
Okay.
one.
Same things, recording everything that we say. So any drills and any advice, any chat is all going to be kind of captured for you to take away, so you don't have to remember anything. So we had a quick fire one of these done a while ago, a few weeks ago. Do you remember what we spoke about?
Head position mainly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. What do
That's
you
all
think?
I took away from that one.
Okay. Well, what do you think is your main?
I think my head position's still not right a lot of the time, although I do try, but I just got this instinct to try and sort of gas and clear.
Sure. Okay.
I'm not sure that I'm getting the elbow. And I noticed on the video the other day that I seem to kind of just fizzle out. I don't sort of come right back to my hip.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay.
That's
Right.
my perception.
It's interesting you said about gasping, because that normally means that's the kind of the breathing side of things. So I think what we'll do is we'll start by having a look at your breathing then. I can't remember if we thought you were holding your breath last time. I can't remember from the... just wait until we go under the water here. So you're just taking a breath there. You seem to be breathing out.
Yeah,
Take a breath there. So you're breathing out. Let's just take it further forward. Just want to make sure you weren't holding your breath.
so my arm's coming down
Yeah.
before it's...
Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a second. So you seem to have a reasonable... Yeah, you're breathing out there, that's fine. Now, the reason you're... or one of the main reasons you probably feel like you're gasping is not so much because of the breathing, it's because of your body position in the water isn't giving you the time to get the breath in, so you maybe feel like you've got to get it in quick.
Yeah.
Now, and the reason for that is, if we have a look here, as soon as we drop underneath the water, is your body position in the water, so the depths of your legs. So your bottom's down here, and your legs are quite low. Right. So you've got quite a low body position. Your legs are lying quite low in the water.
Yeah.
So I think I probably explained to you last time. It's similar to Rosie actually. You know, what's the legs lying low in the water is actually a symptom rather than a cause. So we need to look for what the cause is. Right. And you kind of touched on your catch and the way you kind of felt your catch wasn't quite right. See, Rosie? Now, one of the things we really need to look at with you is what's happening with this catch, right? Because you can just see it on your left arm there. So your hand has entered the water.
Yeah.
And if you look at your hand, you look at what happens here. Is you're pushing
down,
pushing straight down. You're pushing straight down, and then your kind of elbow gives way in terms of your hand is actually pulling back through the water rather than pushing backwards like a paddle would. It's actually almost slipping backwards through the water. So you're not getting, first of all, you're pushing down on the front of the stroke. Pushing down on the front of the stroke here will lift the front end of here, lift your head and chest up because it's a lever. Lift that up, we know what happens at the back end. The back end drops. Alright, so it's all being driven by the front end here. You are looking a long way forward as well. Okay.
Should I be looking down?
You should be looking, it's different for different people. So the best place for you to look, for us to try initially, is for you to look down, but around about kind of metre or so forward.
Okay.
All right. That should just enough give you. It will allow you to. Looking down, looking further down, you get the legs up more naturally. But looking further forward will allow you to see, have a little bit more an awareness of what's happening at the front end of the stroke as well.
Yeah.
If you look straight down, you can't see your arms. It's difficult for you to work on your arms. Have that awareness. So, head position we can certainly work on straight away. So, let's just have a look as we come back. So, again, pushing down. You can see you're pulling all the bubbles down, pushing down this way. And what I mean by your hand, you've got a tipped wrist here, which is fine. But what's happening is it's being led back by the elbow, so it's pulling back through the water. If I show you Rebecca Uppington, just to show you what we're trying to achieve. So Rebecca spears in. She actually brings her hand down quite flat as well, but she gets into a very early high elbow at that point. So the difference between you and Rebecca at that point is your whole arm is coming down this way.
Yeah.
Whereas her elbow stays high, and the whole of this arm here becomes a paddle and pulls back through. So yours is almost kind of slipping back that way, slipping through the water rather than going in and pushing back positively. It's a subtle difference, but if that's a paddle and you slip the paddle back, you're not going to get the same amount of purchase on the water. Let's have a look on the other side. There we go, is our push down.
Doesn't look quite as bad on that side. Yeah. Is it? Would you agree?
Yeah, so, and again, it's the same thing. So the elbow is leading the pullback.
So what should the movement be? How, like, show me.
So, I'll show you on here. So look at Rebecca Anderson's elbow here. Her elbow is high, and her hand and forearm come underneath. So rather than spearing in, the elbow staying high, and this becoming the paddle, and all that pushing through, what's happening is you're spearing in, and it's kind of pulling back, slipping back through the water. So rather than spearing in, going bang, pushing back, it's going in and then slipping back this way.
And it's almost like you have to
So if you want to stand up for me. So stand facing me. So you want to be rotating. Your elbow would be keeping on the side. So I have it like this. So not locked out, so the stripes are bending the elbow. So your elbow is staying high. And then you'd be rotating with it. So your elbow would be high, and then you rotate and push through. So rather than spearing in, and then as you rotate, so you rotate the body back, you'd be slipping back through that way, is what's happening. The best thing to do is for us to get you in there and actually get you. I mean, doggy paddle is a great drill for this, because if you think about doggy paddle as an example, so rather than pushing back, you would actually kind of go, so slipping back. You're not going to get any purchase on the water if you go that way. I'm exaggerating. But rather than going like that, we want to be spearing in and going, pushing back and using this as a paddle. I'll try and we'll carry on going through.
Yeah.
In the sense that you're still not kind of understanding.
it's such a subtle movement. It's kind of, yeah. Because I think I'm doing that, but I can see that I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But in my head, I'm kind
No,
of
absolutely.
going back
Absolutely.
with my elbow.
Absolutely.
It's trying to keep this kind of.
So if we look at it on this side, so pushing down, your whole arm is pushing down here. Whole arm is pushing down. So if you think about what makes you go forward, is we want to have something going this way, don't you? That's the way we're going.
Yeah.
That's the way you're travelling. But all the moment you've got nothing propelling you at the moment. You just got something. You just got the whole arm lifting you up. It's not until you get to maybe down there that we're actually starting to get some backwards pressure.
Yeah.
And then that's your propulsion, that bit there.
So the backwards pressure should really start up here somewhere.
Yeah, so if you look at, let's see if we can find a better angle for Rebecca. So Rebecca's hand is straight and it's tipped. So her hand, just her hand itself, is already starting to generate pressure in that direction, right at the start of the stroke. So her hand starts it, and then her elbow comes in, and then her whole forearm starts to become a paddle, and then she's got this whole thing pushing her back through the water. Yeah. Whereas with yourself, it's down, 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 and then it's not until there where we're getting anything kind of going that way. And then it is going backwards, but it's kind of slipping backwards a little bit. So also, there's not a lot of purchase on the water there. All right. So we need to get you to spear in and keep that elbow high. Okay. That is your paddle.
Yeah.
You can't have that. If you push down and you don't have propulsion, your legs are going to drop and you're going to lose momentum. Yeah. All right. So we need to lose that pushing down. And we need to improve that paddle. So we'll continue playing it through here. This is your main thing that we need to try and sort out, because that's what's causing the legs to drop. As soon as the legs drop, you've got all that drag. Your legs are, your body is a parachute. It's slowing you down through the water. So we need to get that propulsion to get you up, improve that propulsion to get you up. You're looking a bit further down there. That's better. So obviously, your head position changes as you progress through the stroke. Maybe you look forward there. So you're looking further forward there. Some different. Back a little bit. Yeah, so you're looking straight down when you push off. It's not too bad there. Maybe we just caught you at a moment where you were looking quite a long way forward, so it was back here, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, we'll have a little tweak of that anyway. So have a look at your legs. It's okay, that's fine. Don't worry about that too much. Okay, let's have a look from above. Okay, so again, we want to be making sure things are going in the direction of travel. I think I showed you the clip of John Van Hazel before. Let's just try and find him from above. Here we go. So his hand recovers, spears in front of his shoulder, extends in front of his shoulder, and even when he pulls through under the water, it still stays below his shoulder, yeah? So what we've got with yourself is, it's actually not too bad. It's going in fairly straight, but what's happening is you're losing the support at the front end of the stroke. So his arm, if you look at his arm is still here. It's now catching hold. It's got purchase in the water at that point. It's pulling through. Good solid pull through. and then the other arm comes over and overtakes at the front of the stroke. Whereas, I mean, these are quite subtle differences which you might not be able to see particularly clearly, but your arm comes over the top, same as his does, but the difference with you is you don't have that purchase on the water underneath. So you're losing momentum. You don't have the control of the water. And then our arm is going up this way, and then pulling out straight. Same with that. It's not so bad on this side. Oops, wasn't quite as bad as that. So it's like this. So if I was to do this to him, so at the point it spears in, it's directly in front of his shoulders, kind of slightly in it, but then it straightens up.
Because if he hadn't stopped and flags, because if he stopped just on that tee, right, and he was about, okay, well, the thing is, he slowed
So yours is much more. We want to get you straightened up.
Oh my god.
So what we need to do with you is we need to get you straightened up.
Yeah.
To get you swimming nice and straight, we need to work on your support at the front of the stroke. There's a good one there, look. So at that point in time, you have nothing at the front of your stroke holding you up, which means you sink down in the water. There's nothing, there's no support there, which means you're going to sink, which means you've got to lift your head, which means your legs are going to drop. It's all linked together. So we need to get you swimming straighter in the water. So, and again, I think I went through these. So 6-1-6 drill.
Yeah.
And here we go. So he's swimming straight, arms nice and straight. His recovering arm comes over, comes in straight and stays straight. Goes out a little bit wide because he's just getting control, and then it comes back in again. So what this allows you to do is focus on staying perfectly straight and getting this recovering arm to come over the top and spear in nicely, and then stay straight. We need to get you straightened up, all right? And then it's a case of going through drills, sculling and doggy paddle. So the idea of the skull there is, you know, at the moment you're going in and you're pushing down. It's to get you used to being in this position where you're getting. That's the point where you get the purchase on the front of the stroke. You get control of the water. So rather than pushing down, we're getting used to getting this elbow up high and just feeling the front of the stroke here. That's all it's doing. It's quite subtle, because what that does, that's the point where you spear into. What that does is then sets you up for the main drill, which is really going to benefit you. Here's the doggy paddle. So if you have a look underneath the water, so Paul is in that position there. So that's same as on your side, same as sculling. What he's doing is he's practicing getting that elbow up high, and the same as Rebecca Adlington before, using that whole hand to pull back through. Now it's quite subtle, the difference between like that and like that, but it makes a huge amount of difference. So doggy paddle. I'll just play this so you've got it on there. And the only thing I'm going to get you to do, I'm not sure it's on here actually, because you're swimming with a tip. You tried the tip top before, the ball bearing thing on your back, to make sure that you're rotating enough. So we'll have a look at that as well. So if you don't rotate enough, you're quite flat in the water. So So if you're in the water, if you try and bring that arm over, because you're flat, you have to stay quite low. You can't get clearance on the water, so you have to go in quite flat and drop the elbow a little bit. Right? So, but if you rotate more, it allows you to get the recovery over the top. Okay? So all it's doing is it's making sure that you're rotating as much as you should do. Because if you flatten that out, you literally, because the restriction of the shoulder, you cannot get it as high. So TikTok will just make sure that you're getting that sufficient rotation in there.
Okay.
Alright. So, a little bit of work on head position. That won't take very long at all. Just to get you to have a little tweak and to see how you feel with the different head positions. I'm going to get you doing some alignment drills. So kicking on the side, 6-1-6, 6-3, 6-3-6. You progress quite quickly through those.
Yeah.
Alright. And then we'll hopefully get you onto normal swimming, but in your new straighter stroke with the TikTok on, just to check the rotation.
Okay.
Alright. Doggy paddle, hopefully, depending on how it goes, the doggy paddle is almost going to be the next kind of phase for you. The doggy paddle and the sculling.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to set up the catch and pull through correctly. There's no point working on it, and if you're gonna come in quite flat, you're not going to set it up right. There's no point spending a lot of time working on that. So we have to take it in a sequence of events, sequence of action. So that's the way we're going to attack it today.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, any questions or anything?
No. I'm just surprised at how crap I still am.
No, you've come a long way, Sheila.
I know, I've come a long way.
Swimming is
It's
the
a
main
bitch.
thing for you. The main thing for you is getting those legs up.
Yeah.
We get your legs up there, it'll make a world of difference to your swimming in the water. Reduce down that drag, make a huge amount of difference.
Yeah.
And that's sorting out the front end, sorting out the alignment, and all those things that cause you to slow down.
I could see it in the video the other day, actually. It was really interesting watching everyone's, the one you took today. But I was at year somewhere, and it was just
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's why I want to look at your rotation, because I think some of that is because of the you haven't got the correct around that rotation and stroke. So we'll have a look at that. All right. So let's get you in. Crack on.